They come from all areas of the world: Iraq, Bhutan, Afghanistan, Somalia, Sudan. They have endured persecution, wars, torture, rape, and the loss of loved ones, each with their own incredible story of survival. They fled their country with nothing except what was on their backs, leaving behind houses, careers, fortunes, friends, and family. They languished in primitive refugee camps for years, or carved out a corner in an asylum country where they lived off their savings. They applied for refugee status in hopes of being granted a safe place to call home. Interviews, paperwork, background checks, a process that can take sometimes up to 30 years, and finally, approval, resettlement, a country that will offer refuge, their lives packed into a single bag, and a destination that holds hope. Tucson Refugee Ministry began in 2006 to connect Christians to the otherwise unknown population of refugees living here. Of the many refugees arriving in Arizona each year, Tucson settles almost 1,000. Of nearly 300 churches in our city, few members know the name of even a single refugee. Most refugees will live in Tucson for months, even years, without being invited into an American's home. Tucson Refugee Ministry invites churches to touch the lives of our new neighbors in 7 specific ways. One of the initial and most practical ways is to furnish an apartment. In partnership with the resettlement agency, a group helps to collect furniture, household items, food, and toiletries. They take an empty apartment and make it a home. We also assist churches in welcoming new arrivals. Often greeted by only one caseworker, imagine the joy when a group of expectant, excited people wait in the airport to welcome them to America. After resting from long days of travel, volunteers visit and deliver a Welcome to America basket. Inside are everyday items collected by a group from a list prepared just for them. A key component in reaching out to refugees is through group adoption. A few lucky refugee families are adopted by church groups who are willing to come alongside them in practical, tangible ways. They have already helped furnish their apartment and are there to welcome them at the airport. Then, these new friends link arms with them to offer help with transportation, language, community orientation, and more. Deep relationships are formed, the family has the support they need, and the church group is often transformed as well. Christians can make an impact one-on-one as an English partner. Learning a foreign language is difficult, especially if you have little ones at home or a full-time job. Conversational English partners visit refugee families in their home because they cannot attend classes that are offered elsewhere. So much laughter and life occurs in these short and precious times together. Each year, family-friendly, one-time special events are planned to bless the refugee communities and to give Americans a glimpse of the nations who live in our neighborhoods. We celebrate special occasions like Mother's Day, Christmas, and Ramadan, and offer a cheerful, compassionate presence. English camp and summer groups are also opportunities to be the fragrance of Christ. Women's groups are encouraged to host baby showers. There are few events more life-changing to a family than the birth of a child. New moms far away from their own extended families find comfort in the camaraderie of a group of women who have gathered to shower gifts on them at a time when they may not be able to afford conveniences for a baby's care. Tucson Refugee Ministry exists to connect Christian churches in Tucson to the refugees arriving in our city each year. We educate and mobilize church groups to reach out to refugee families, and we are often overwhelmed with the physical and emotional needs that these communities represent. Our material needs continue as long as people are willing to welcome refugees. Our vision is that every refugee arriving in our city will experience and know the love of Jesus Christ through our tangible expressions of care for them. Bible study groups, Sunday school classes, men's and women's interest groups, and entire congregations have reached out to refugee families all over Tucson. They have made a significant difference in the adjustment and assimilation of refugee families to life in America. Volunteers' lives have been enriched and transformed by the relationships that have developed. Tucson Refugee Ministry is an international ministry that invites you to fulfill the Great Commission without even leaving the city. It is clear in the Scriptures that God takes an extraordinary interest in refugees and expects His people to do the same. It starts with us. The world's nations are literally at our doorstep.